it's AtreusMonk again. For those of you who've been watching the stream, it's just been a few seconds here. But for those of you watching on YouTube, who knows? Anyway, so we've got our Kerbin 2 here, and we're ready to launch. Now, we're not going to bother with any really low Kerbin things, but we're going to ignite our solid rocket boosters here. Ooh boy! We are definitely going at an angle. And definitely not going at the angle we really wanted to go. Now you'll see our power's draining, and it'll drain until we turn the solid booster back on. I think we might actually go the right direction this time and just try to splash down. Yeah, we're gonna achieve, we should achieve a solid orbit here. And blow those guys off. Start up. Let's try to correct our course here just a little bit. Turn ourselves some so that it's a little easier to turn down. Whoa! Okay, I need to watch how far up we are, because I should have initiated that turn much sooner. Now, this is kind of something that everyone who plays this game will tell you is important, but learn to fly by the nav ball. That's this guy right here. Because really, it's really hard to tell anything about where you're actually going otherwise. I'm going to drop our throttle here just a little bit. I mean, we want to continue to climb, but we don't want to waste a lot of fuel doing it if we hope to achieve orbit. Now, let's go ahead and observe a goo. Yeah, that wasn't a lot of data. Go ahead and send a crew report from out here. Go ahead and try to tilt ourselves up a little more. Really wish there was a better way to get the fuel readouts on this other stuff, but there's really not. I mean, the best thing I can do here later on really is to basically turn MechJeb on and let it give me delta V numbers, because it'll tell me how much delta V is left in a stage. Once I do that, we are almost out of fuel in this stage, which is fine. We've actually got plenty of fuel in our other stage to finish getting us into orbit. And here's something that is important. Observe our goo out here in the depths of space. Now, how are we doing? Apoaps is at 90. Yeah, let's go ahead and fire our little rocket and try to get us up just a little bit more there. Okay, we're just going to completely kill thrust. Okay, that's just totally not going to work. So we're going to point ourselves this way and just burn. Point ourselves at the horizon and burn away. That will result in generally what we're trying to do. Well, we're going to let it stop right there. I don't know if I want to try to land on this little peninsula. That's probably too far out right now. One thing I kind of want to try to do, but I'm a little worried about our current things. I mean, we got Jeb here. Jeb is important. Jeb is very important. We can go ahead and... Oh. Somehow I got into the thing there. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, that doesn't produce electricity. No wonder. We're going to go ahead and try EVAing with Jeb. Get an EVA report. And get back in the capsule. Now, let's look at our orbit map. If we turn ourselves there, burn, we'll kill our orbit. See if we can't land a little closer to this land, because then we could possibly get more. Now, one thing I wish this would give me is more information. It just really doesn't seem to give me enough information on its own. We're at an altitude of 33,000. Go ahead and go to the staging. Deploy a chute and turn the SAS off and kill that engine. Because, yeah. You know what? Drop that engine. Go ahead and deploy all the chutes. And we're way high up here, but maybe we can kill it close enough here. Maybe not. No. We're not going to be able to get a second set of samples out of this run, I don't think. Now, I don't think there's much point in us trying to deploy the landing gear. We're going to land in the water. Now, one thing I hope doesn't happen, and it's happened to me before, is that we lose a bunch of science because when we splash down here in the water, we're going too fast and it blows up the fuel tank and we lose the goo canisters. That would really suck because we'd be losing a lot of science from it. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit. One thing that is important to remember, and I mentioned this before, is that the physics simulations can be tied to how things are really running in here. If you zoom past the point where the parachutes open all the way, or the point where you actually hit the ground, it can cause things to happen that you didn't want to happen. I wonder what would happen if Jeb EVA'd out here. He'd probably fall off like before. Ooh, our slow, boring descent. I'm going to be playing this game for probably about the next 14, 15 minutes, something like that. And then I'm going to get off here for a while, but we'll probably be on again a little bit later with probably just a bit of Hearthstone, and then maybe some Batman. Alright, we kept our goo canisters, and somehow we're still mostly upright. Jeb's gonna EVA out here so that we can get an EVA report and a surface sample from the ocean. And we are going to, can we get back in there? Can we? Can we? Curses. Come on, push it over. Yeah, push it over. Push it over. Go. Fall into the water. Fall into the water. There we go. This will actually give me a chance to possibly get back in. Yeah, that's something that's kind of nifty here. You can actually repack parachutes if they don't get ripped off. Now, push, Jeb. Push. Since right now... Come on. For those. Come on. Push. Push, you little green man. I need to get back in there because I can't it won't let me use the goo things while I'm not in there. I should have used them before I got out. Curses. Curses. Oh well. Let's recover. See what we can invest in, what we have the science to do. Alright, so we get a decent chunk from this. And then let's see. Yes, we can take control temporarily at least. Maybe we can run the ocean experiments from here. No. Without a Kerbal in here, they really don't give you a whole lot of options. We'll just recover that. See what we get out of that. Alright, so we got some couple of EVA reports, some mystery goo observations, and the recovery of a vessel after a suborbital flight. We now have 70 science. Still only enough to unlock one thing. What will that one thing be? I'm thinking that we're going to go ahead and do this, because batteries plus another way for us to get science will help us unlock everything else. This would be nice just to unlock the very beginnings of MechJeb so that I can start letting it fly me through maneuver nodes and holding me to the node locations, because if there's anything I can tell you about this, I suck at flying in this game. Right now, we're going to grab these guys. See right here, this for 90, this gives us the first solar panels. Unlocking this and this is very important for our continued science. That's the solar panels and the probe body, because that lets us do unmanned flights, and I'm a lot less hesitant about doing unmanned flights all over the solar system. So let's hop in here, sort this thing out, maybe add a science junior in. Let's load the Kerbin 2 in. Okay. We've got this. We know this part right here is nice, important part of our body. We're actually going to get rid of this decoupler. And shift some things around. I'm going to leave this. No, actually, no, I don't want that there. What I want, there's the Science Junior. There's a Science Junior. Lovely little Science Junior. Decoupler right below that. Turn the quad symmetry back on. We're going to go ahead and stick our legs on this. And our mystery goose. Hopefully opening the doors on the science panel doesn't blow away two of these things. But if it happens, it happens. And in the meantime, we are going to turn on big old symmetry mode and slap a bunch of batteries on this thing. Really? Wonder why that kept reverting. Anyway, that's about... These are Z100s, so they have 100 electric charge. So that's 800 right there. We're going to go ahead and add another little batch. That part. So we have 1600 electric charge. We are going to abuse the crap out of this. So I'm going to go ahead and tie that and the Science Junior into our brakes so that we'll toggle those. And then but I don't know if that really... I don't know if toggle antenna transmits or not. But we're going to tie that into the lights. That way, we can spam this science a lot more effectively. Now we're going to go ahead and go out here to the launch pad. Now let's test this out. Oh, does that really only just toggle the doors? Okay. Well, let's recover this before it tips over. Let's go back in here and change how these action groups are set up. Then we're going to go ahead and turn the SAS on, which should hopefully keep us from turning over. We're going to go ahead and transmit all of this lovely, lovely science. See, we're burning up a lot of that battery right now. Now some of that's going to recharge when we switch over to the liquid rockets, and I probably should have switched our second liquid rocket to one that generates power, because the one we have doesn't. Yay. And this time we're going to go ahead and go back over land. Let me turn here. Figure out where I want to go. Go this way. See, our electric charge is building back up. We're going to go ahead and see, transmit that. Go ahead and transmit all these again. Well, I am totally going the wrong direction. Huh. Okay. No. Don't want to go here. I want to go back to my staging. Okay. Alright. Killed our thrust. Have only a tiny amount of fuel left in it. But we're gonna go ahead and keep it on. RT minus apoapsis. Hey, let me add a maneuver. Oh, I want to add the maneuver at apoapsis. Thank you very much. Got an estimated burn time of 53 seconds, but the problem is that's based on our current engine. Oh crap. What the hell did I do? Evidently, my staging was messed up, and there maybe, wasn't a rocket on that other part? No, it looks like there was a rocket there. Oh well. Well, Jeb, you get to fly around for a little while. You have, like, no power, so I'm going to turn the SAS off. Because, yeah, we're totally not going to get anything else out of that. Oops. We're going to splash down again. And we are going to speed along towards it because this video doesn't have much longer to run. Oh, gotta kill the throttle or else it's not going to let us go on. Oh. I'm not sure what that sound was. Almost thought a parachute had ripped off there for a minute. No sense in lowering our lander legs. Now I'm hoping we go ahead and get some goo science from the ocean. In this case, big yellow parachute. We've got a decent chunk of space science stored up right there. And splash down. Serve that mystery goo for science. Alright, DVA again. Because we still get science from here. Okay, maybe not that much. Okay, really not that much apparently. Cover Jeb. And yeah, we really didn't get much from that. We have 48 science though now after that little bit, and we're gonna get hopefully a lot more when we recover this. Oh yeah, 37.9 from that mission. No, see, we still have this suborbital flight thing. We got 25 science from that materials study in the Science Junior while we were in orbit. Now we have 86 science. So, 86. It's not enough for one of the 90-point ones. So, we're not going to get our solar panels right now. Although it makes me really tempted to just kind of cheat it just a little bit and grab one of those. I think I'm probably going to grab this flight control one and try to see if I can slap a bunch of batteries on something and fly it out towards Duna or Eve or anything else. Heck, just flying it towards the sun would get me a lot of science. Anyway, I'm AtreusMonk. That's enough Kerbal Space Program for tonight. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.